It's going to be tough to keep them in. I mean, my mom asked me last week about signing up for the senior day festivities, and it's the first time I even really thought about how I'm going to be a part of that. I mean, I've been a part of a lot of teams, a lot of senior days, seen guys walk out there with their families, taking in kind of the last moments playing in their home stadium, both at Penn State and here. And it's emotional just watching those dudes. And so I can't even imagine how I'm going to feel, but it's a matter of using it for motivation, but not letting the emotions get the best of me and bringing myself back to neutral and just kind of approaching this like any other game.
Is it also, how can emotions help you all kind of bring it in a rivalry game atmosphere?
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that it is a rivalry game is as much motivation as we need. That'd be a nice little motivational video in the team meeting on Monday, just kind of like videos throughout the years of different things that have happened in this game and just how much it means to our team. And along with it, the bowl bid. I mean, it's a win is very important for us to get to a higher echelon bowl game that we know we're capable of achieving. So, I mean, the rivalry alone, though, to be a part of a rivalry is fun, and I think that'll give the guys motivation to get after it this week.
How much has your life changed since you committed to Kentucky in the transfer portal?
A lot. I mean, I was thinking in this time of Thanksgiving, I'm thinking about the things I'm thankful for, and one of the first things I think about is just, I mean, this community here, the people here, the coaching staff for believing in me here, the team for rallying around me and trusting in me to be their guy, be their leader, the community for just welcoming me with open arms. Could have gone very differently when when you entered that transfer portal. So if it weren't for Kentucky, who knows where I'd be? Who knows where the future looks like for me? So I mean, just crazy to think how differently my life was a couple years ago compared to now, and very thankful for all the people that have helped me get to where I am.
When you first got here, how long did it take you to kind of pick up from your new teammates how big a deal this game was?
Right away. I mean, it was mostly fans. I think it was mostly fans in the off season, like finding out that I play quarterback here, and then you want to put it back up, or but it was mostly fans, just like in the off season, saying like chopping it up, and then at the end ending it with better beat Louisville this year, better beat Louisville, and it was cool to realize how much it meant to the fans and how much it means to us, and watching the games in the past years, the TV copies of games in the past years, of the kind of little things that have gone down chippiness-wise throughout the two teams. It's always fun to be a part of those types of games. I'm not going to be throwing any punches, but it's cool. It's fun to watch.
What's this rivalry mean to you now that you've been a part of it?
It means a lot. I mean, it's important to remind ourselves that how much it means to the fans and how much it means for just the pride of the fans for each side. I mean, Louisville's an hour and change away from here. There's a lot of people that are really good friends that are Louisville fans and Kentucky fans, and it's a matter of who has those bragging rights for that year. It's been us for the last few years, but you have to earn that every single year, and we want to make sure that our Kentucky fans can continue to have that.
Well, you had a lot of fun in last year's game. Mel's down in the end zone, that kind of stuff. Do you have to wipe that out of your mind, or can you use that for motivation? How do you approach that?
I mean, if anything, I know that they're watching that. I know that they're watching us doing those things to them and using it as motivation. So we know that they're going to be fired up and ready to give it to us. And because of that, we have to make sure we're ready. That doesn't really affect anything, but if anything, you can kind of twist it and think about it that way, because it has been a few years since they've got that win against us, and that they're fired up to go out there and play their butts off.
You've faced a couple of defenses this year that just throw a lot at you, throw a lot of blitzes, different stuff like that. How do you feel better prepared for that now that you've run through kind of the gamut of the full season?
Yeah, no, I think especially like up front, our offensive line, like as we've gone throughout the season, all the different looks that we've been able to see as a group and as a unit, it prepares them to go out there and to just play reactionary. It's easy when the look's exactly how you practiced it in practice, but there's always new things. There's always things that we didn't expect to see in certain situations, just like there was against Georgia last week. But I mean, you can tell that they've just gotten so much better throughout the year, and if they're able to handle that front they can handle anybody. But I mean, Louisville moves around, their defensive front, a lot of different twists, a lot of different movements that do make it difficult. So I mean, those guys got to be locked in all week on their keys, on their assignments, and then it's on me to also get out and make the right play, whether it's thrown away or avoiding sacks when possible.
What was working so well Saturday with some of those long downfield passes? It seems like things really started to click in that second half, especially.
Yeah, I mean, the one that I rolled out and threw back, we tried to dial that up earlier in the game, and they brought a blitz off the edge, so I had to dump it down to Dane. And that's a play that we've been trying to run for a while, and then we were able to get that one back up, and Barron runs a great route that turns the safety around, and I pull him down, and he makes the play. And the next one, a little play action backed up, just situationally with the shell that we were seeing. We knew that safety would come down and possibly play the run, and when Barron gets behind him, I knew it's just a kind of launch type of ball. And it's awesome when plays play out. Both of those plays played out exactly how we thought they were going to against that exact look. And it sucks when you call a shot play when you know you have a chance at bumping it downfield and making a big play, and then it's not the look. But that's what makes great quarterbacks great quarterbacks. That's what makes great receivers. Understanding that you're not always going to get the big play. You have to act and make decisions and to play to put yourself in the best position to get another shot up at some point. So
The coaches have said this might be the best your legs have felt all season. How much does that unlock for you here late in the year with the offense and what you're able to do moving around?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to go too crazy in terms of the game plan and changing our philosophy. But it's cool for me to kind of feel a little better and to just, especially throughout practice, to move around a little better and to kind of make my movements a bit more game-like with just how explosive I'm able to be. Still not 100% there, but I mean, a little progress is good, and hopefully I have some opportunities to use my legs a little bit this weekend.
Well, you mentioned playing for a better bowl game. Do you intend to play in the bowl game?
I don't know. I mean, it's something that I haven't even thought about. I want to get through the season and then sit down with my family and talk to Coach Stoops and all that about. So, I mean, I know people are wondering about that, but I really have no idea. I haven't paid too much mind to it.
Well, on the foot, I mean, everybody talks about, well, your movement and your running, but did it affect your throwing at all?
Yeah.
Your mechanics on how you throw the ball?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I was talking to Coach about it, and it's easier for him to see as just someone as an outsider kind of watching me in practice. And I think it's mostly like in practice when I'm planning and stepping, just that weight on that front side. Because of the pain, like it's easy for me to not put as much kind of weight on that plant foot and be behind, and then it turns into just a lot more of an arm throw opposed to using my lower body. So this week's been a point of emphasis for me to just kind of keep a good base and to keep that stride and that balance between my front and back side a little bit more consistent to keep the stress off of my arm and keep my arm angle consistent. But it'll be interesting after the season to evaluate myself and kind of see how that changed or how it stayed consistent, and how I can make that more consistent this off season. So trying to fix it now, but it's tough to do those things mid-season, but I do think it has affected it a little bit.
It's definitely the last one this time, so what are just the emotions going into this one?
I'm really trying not to think about it. I feel like it's going to hit me harder after the game on Saturday. Being here a long time, had a good time here, really enjoyed it. And, just knowing this will be my last game at Kroger Field, I think it'll probably hit me hard after the game.
How do you try to, I guess, use those kind of emotions in that last game feel to maybe crank up the juice a little bit pregame?
Just trying to lay everything down on the line, because you never know, it might be your last game or anything. So just putting all out for my brothers. This will be my last time playing with some of the guys here, the older guys, the younger guys. So just trying to put everything on the line for them.
You've been so dominant against Louisville the last, basically every game you've played in this series. How important is it to make sure you lead with that advantage still in the rivalry, even on the sourdough there?
Well, they've been playing a good ball these past few weeks. So, just trying to maintain them for not having a lot of explosive plays and, trying to keep that tradition going where we get to come out and win and keep that trophy here. So that's the big goal this week.
Got chippy last year at one point, but it seemed after what happened on the sideline. You guys turned it up a notch. Just you don't have to remind these guys about last year and how some of them probably remember how that game went.
We just tell them, well, most people around the facility know this is a big rival, we told them, you come out Saturday for the guys that's new here, they go try to do a lot of extra stuff. Just don't let that get to you. Just put your performance on the field, and that's how you talk back to them.
Is there any, I know it's a familiar opponent, but it's also the same quarterback for, I guess this is the fourth time. Do you as a pass rusher get, is there something in there like, all right, I got to sack this dude a couple more times?
Yeah, because he's fast. So, when you get your hands on him, you try to get your hands on him. So just being that opportunity to put hands on him for my last time, that's a goal I want to do.
Y'all did really well against Richardson, some other scrambling quarterbacks, and not so well against Mike Wright. What are some lessons you could learn from that Vanderbilt game to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Just don't underrate somebody else's speed, and don't overrate yours. Just keep your composure and don't try to overplay. Just keep good eye discipline. That's it.
Did you get any notes when you and JJ went and watched them during the bye week?
Yeah, I got a little notes.
What are you most thankful for?
I said it again.
What are you most thankful for with Thanksgiving?
With the people that came in my life, the coaches here, my family, the trainers, everybody, they played a big part in my career here. Being a little kid from Fort Lauderdale and now being the man I am today. So I'm thankful for everybody in this facility while I was here.
So you're a Florida kid. Right. When you got here, you probably didn't know much about Kentucky Louisville as a rivalry. Talk about how it is now and maybe how it is when you have some conversations with the young cats that
my freshman year, I ain't really knew much, but that last game when we played here and I was like, oh yeah, this, me growing up, rivals was like Miami, Florida State, stuff like that. So, I was like, okay, I know it's going to be a big rival, but I didn't know it's going to be that big. Like, these Kentucky people, they don't play by that Kentucky versus Louisville. So, just trying to tell them, like, hey, our fans, they don't play by this game. Any other game, they don't play by this because this bragging rights right here. So, we run the state, so we try to stand on that.
So what's the vibe like around the facilities this week? Do you guys feel a little extra juiced up? Not just because it's the end of the regular season, but it is rivalry week.
Yeah, we always have juice, but I feel like it's a little bit more up this week because, it's hate week, so we trying to bring it on Saturday.
What about the fact that you guys hung the number one team in the country? I know it's not a moral victory, but you all proved yourselves against Georgia. How much does that help you going into this one?
Just knowing we got the team, to fight with anybody in the country. We got to stay focused and dial into the week and everything that the coach is teaching us out here Monday through Friday. So when we come out Saturday, we could be able to play and stop everybody. So just being focused.
When you think of
focus even bigger at the start of a game when you're so juiced up, jacked up to play
because out in warm up, people be so hyped up and lose focus, trying to be all chirpy and everything. So just trying to keep our composure because all it takes for somebody to lose their head or something, and that one person might mess up a play. So just trying to keep everybody calm and focused. That's it.
When you think back on your time at Kentucky, is there one memory, one play that kind of stands out above the rest?
I'd say the one-handed pick in Florida this year. It was the scoop and score belt bowl, but that one-hand pick, yeah.
That might be the case.
Yeah.
Do you have one for this stadium since this will be the last time?
The pick 6 against Mississippi State, but I'm trying to have one Saturday, have a big play Saturday. So go out with a bang.
Everybody good?
JJ, being from Louisville, I don't think anybody ever had to tell you what this rivalry meant. So having played in it for so many years now, what does it mean to be a part of it?
Mean a lot, for me being an in-state kid. So, we got to win it. Plus, there's a lot of, we did have a good season, so the fans don't really care about it if you beat. They care about this game right here. That's what I'm trying to say. So, it's mean a lot.
JJ, when people see your name on the senior list, they assume you've made a decision. Have you made a final choice about what school next?
No, not yet. After this game, I'm trying to sit down with me and Coach Wright, Coach Stoops, and my mom, see what we want to look at for there.
You and Jordan have played a lot of games together, and it is going to be his without a doubt. So, just what's it going to be like to just share the field with him one more time? And I mean, are you all trying to cook up something special here?
Most definitely. You know, me and him, we goes back to elementary school together. So we got something shaking up. We got something in our sleeve for sure.
Could you ever imagine, this playing out the way it did, knowing each other for so long and being able to share these experiences?
No, for us, really a blessing to do it. Like actually doing it with him. Him know my story, my father passed and everything. So it's a blessing to do it with J-Dub.
A lot of people talking about what they're thankful for around Thanksgiving. Have you had time to kind of reflect on that after?
Man, not really. Me, I'm just trying to get back 100% healthy. So I've been really rehabbing like crazy in the training room every day. So for sure.
You've got a lot of young players playing key roles on this team. Have you got a sense from them that they understand kind of the magnitude of this game?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Me as being a leader, and me when we bring a defensive unit together, I'm the one talking. So me actually calling teammates out, and if they know this assignment, it's trying to be a leader. So most definitely, I think we got a good job. We got a great team, great young guys coming back too.
Of course, you walked in knowing how big it was already from high school. Some of these guys coming from other parts of the country may not
Don't know how
realize
big.
it's a big deal.
Yeah, most definitely.
JJ, what did you learn about Louisville when you and Jordan were watching it in person in the bye week?
For the bye week, we just, to be honest, we just enjoying the bye week, just having fun, just enjoying it. But I did realize, like, Malik's a big part of their team, so I think he should play. He would play, I think, so just get after Malik for sure.
What's the key to getting him in the container and not letting him run wild?
Yeah, for sure. Malik's a great quarterback. He uses his legs a lot, just spying to him a lot. He can scramble up the pocket, down the pocket, just being a great spy on him for sure.
You all did a good job containing Richardson earlier in the year, and then Vanderbilt, that wasn't really the case. What kind of lessons did y'all learn in that Vanderbilt game?
A lot. Just not running out the field as a pass rusher, just being a spy, like I said, just trying to do our job instead of doing everybody else's jobs. That's what we messed us up as a Vanderbilt game.
Historically, this game can get a little chippy. How do you guys use those emotions maybe to motivate you, but you don't want to mess anything up, I guess.
For sure. Basically, next play, that was our motto this whole season, is going by next play. Don't worry about what happened next play, just focus on the next play, for sure.